July 5th today. My dad and I are down here at the deer woods doing a little prep work. You can probably see him back there spraying. He's spraying some of the food plots and then he's gonna mow when he gets done there. I'm just hanging some trail cameras. We saw a pretty nice deer out here the other day, so it's kind of exciting. They don't look too big yet, but they got some potential, and they got a lot of time left to grow. So I'm gonna hang this trail camera here, pointing out there so you can see there's two good trails here coming from the neighbor's property. We like to keep tabs on that.
See this trail that goes around this honeysuckle?
Which way does it go?
On the north side.
No, there's a good trail coming out of there, and there's a good trail that comes right out of there, but it looks like it goes on the west side of that honeysuckle.
Look on the north side of the honeysuckle, just kill it.
They walk right here. There's a good trail, and I want to try to maybe get them coming out of there a little bit too.
Yeah.
But there's really not a good spot over here. We always need to bring our own stake.
I don't know, maybe it ain't that concentrated up there. I hope I get a good kill here.
Good to go. So here behind me you can see the rest of the cornfield we planted this year, and then staggered about 6 inches off every row there's actually soybeans planted next to the corn, so early the deer can come eat the beans while the corn's not too tall. When the beans dry out and are gone and eaten away, the corn will grow up and then they can eat the corn. You saw over there where I planted the food, or there's another food plot over there that's corn that kind of connects to this one where I put the trail camera. We don't go too much farther east of that on our property because it's just tall grass. There's some maple trees down there. If we see deer down there, we'll hunt it every once in a while. But just behind the camera where I showed you, there's a big maple tree, and on the other side of that, there's probably a 3/4 acre clover plot over there. It's been pretty wet this year, so that plot specifically has been pretty wet this year, so we haven't got it planted too much. It kind of looks pretty bad right now, but I'm gonna go hang another trail camera. We do have an orchard right there on the other side of those trees where there's a couple pear trees and some apple trees, but the other end is where all the action's at. There's a big bedding area down there and a fence line that goes out to the northwest, and the deer run that fence line a lot. And then there's a oak flat in here a little ways that we've shot a lot of big bucks out of there, and actually just to the south of me here. But we're gonna go hang another camera down there. All right, so my dad's done spraying. He's on to mowing now. You can probably hear him in the background, but I have a trail camera right over here with the mineral lick right over here. This is in the orchard. And then on the other side of me here, you can see the orchard, how it's kind of open there. There's a couple trees in cages still. You can see the orchard's been here for probably 4 years now, maybe 5. And we're starting to cut a lot of them big, taller trees down so that the apple trees can get more sunlight and actually start producing some fruit, because they're a little behind schedule because they've been shaded. So this is the orchard. We haven't had a lot of luck here, but hopefully in the future when there's actually some fruit on the ground, the deer will start coming here more. They do travel a lot through here to go to the mineral site, but there's actually some water down here, and I don't know if they don't like crossing that sometimes or not, and they come out far to the west. All right, so I'm down here on the west end now, and as you can see on this side of me, we probably have 12 rows or something here that I think are our beans for food plots. But how it works is the farmer, if he plants beans or corn here, he just swings a little wide through here, plants the food plot for us here, and then he'll spray it and maintain it. But then when he goes to harvest, he'll leave that for us, so the deer can have that. So in the past we've had corn here. This is one of the first years we've had beans here, and then a long time ago we used to have like some Whitetail Institute Extreme or clover or stuff like that. And then on this side of me, I'm pretty sure my dad had some chicory and stuff planted here, but like I said, he comes through and sprays, and the chicory isn't Roundup resistant, so when he came through he got a little bit too much and actually killed most of our food plot here. So I don't know if my dad's planning on replanting this, which I think would be ideal because a lot of deer come out here and graze. This is where they come out early season, and then late season they kind of move to the east here. But this is a really good spot. I've seen a lot of deer here. I've shot quite a few deer right out of the tree, right behind the camera here. The first hunt I ever came on with my dad was just about 30 yards north here. He shot a doe that night with me. There's a lot of deer here. There's mostly because our food plot, we've seen them coming here. And then another thing is behind you here, there's an old cow pasture, and they took the cows out, so now that grass is all growed up real tall, and that helps the whitetails feel more comfortable to move west. So they're bedding out there and stuff like that now versus just bedding in our woods, and there's just a lot better habitat here for them now since that pasture is not being eaten down by the cows. So that's about all we're gonna do today is hang some trail cams, spray, mow, and we're not gonna trim many tree stands because most of them are done already. But I was out here the other night hanging a tree stand, or hanging a trail camera, and a big buck came out from that corner where I just hung that camera. That's why I wanted to get a camera out there. And I was up on the road, and we saw him come out in this corner, and he was feeding out in these beans, and he looked pretty big. He was wider than his ears. He had quite a bit of main beam on him, and he was, I don't know, probably 5 inches tall on most of his tines. So he looked like a pretty big deer. So we're excited to see what he turns into. They grow a lot here in this next month, so you never know. We could have a big giant on our hands, which we have bucks that have the potential to be giants. I have bucks that are giants that we haven't shot in the past. I don't know where they went. We do hunt right across the road from a state park, which every once in a while they'll get to shotgun hunt that. And a lot of the big bucks stay in there till rut, but when pre-rut and rut get here and then late season, those bucks cruise through here all the time. Every once in a while you'll get one cruising through here, but they're here. It's just a matter of us putting the time in to be out here when they're here and getting on them. So right now we're looking forward to fall. I don't know what else we're going to do in the next few weeks here. We might have to come trim some stands. If that's the case, I'll bring you guys along.